Good day, my friends. I want to talk to you about something that can change your life. Something that will take you further than talent, further than luck, even further than opportunity. That something is discipline. You see, discipline is power. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the force that keeps you moving when motivation fades. We all have dreams, we all have goals, but let me tell you, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't their background, their resources, or even their intelligence. It's their discipline. It's their ability to wake up every morning and say, I'm going to do what I said I would do. Discipline is waking up early to pursue your purpose, even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing to say no to distractions and yes to your destiny. It's pushing through the pain, the setbacks, the doubts, because you know what's on the other side. Think about the great achievers, the champions, the visionaries. What do they all have in common? Discipline. When others gave up, they pressed on. When others settled, they kept striving. My friend, if you want to rise higher, if you want to break limits, you must develop discipline. It's not always easy, but the reward is greater than the sacrifice. Stay committed, stay focused, and you will step into the power that discipline brings. Your future is waiting. Your breakthrough is on the other side of your discipline. Stay strong, stay consistent, and watch how your life transforms. Discipline is power. Discipline is the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is the unseen power that fuels success, the quiet strength that carries you when motivation runs dry. Talent can open doors. Opportunities may come and go. But without discipline, nothing truly lasts. It's easy to start something with enthusiasm. Everyone feels excited on day one. But discipline is what keeps you going on day 100 when the excitement is faded. It's waking up early to work on your goals, even when your body tells you to stay in bed. It's choosing focus over distractions, commitment over comfort, purpose over pleasure. Every great achievement is built on discipline. The athlete who wins the race didn't just wake up fast. He trained when no one was watching. The musician who plays effortlessly didn't just pick up an instrument. She practiced when she didn't feel like it. The entrepreneur who built a business didn't just get lucky. He made sacrifices, worked late nights, and kept pushing forward when others quit. Discipline is power because it creates consistency, and consistency produces results. A person who stays disciplined will always outperform the person who relies on motivation alone. You don't need to feel inspired every day. You just need to be disciplined enough to show up and do the work. Many people want success, but not everyone is willing to do what it takes. Discipline is what separates the ones who wish from the ones who win. It's the difference between staying where you are and rising to a new level. Those who embrace discipline are the ones who see breakthroughs, who reach their goals, who live out their purpose. It's not always easy. There will be days when you feel tired, when progress seems slow, when quitting looks like the better option. But discipline reminds you why you started. It keeps you moving forward even when it's hard. It gives you control over your future, shaping your life one choice at a time. When you master discipline, you master your destiny. Motivation is like a spark. It burns bright, it excites you, it gets you started. But a spark alone doesn't keep the fire going. Discipline is what fuels the flame long after the excitement fades. Think about it. How many times have you felt inspired to start something new? A workout plan, a business idea, a personal goal. At first it feels effortless because motivation is high. You're excited, full of energy, ready to take on the world. But then life happens. The early mornings become harder. The process feels slow, and the results don't come as fast as you expected. That's when most people quit. Not because they lack talent, not because they weren't capable, but because they relied on motivation instead of discipline. Discipline is the commitment to keep going even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up and following through on your goals, not because you're inspired at the moment, but because you made a decision. It's choosing to show up, to push forward, to stay focused, even when the excitement is gone. Greatness isn't built on fleeting emotions. It's built on habits, on consistency, on daily discipline. The most successful people in the world don't depend on motivation. They depend on structure, on routines, on showing up no matter how they feel. When you shift your mindset from waiting for motivation to developing discipline, you take control of your future. You stop making excuses and start making progress. You understand that success isn't about doing what's easy, it's about doing what's necessary. And when you stay disciplined, when you keep showing up, you'll see results far beyond what motivation alone could ever bring. Success isn't about luck or talent. It's about discipline, persistence, and the choices you make every single day. Talent may give you a head start, and luck may open a few doors, but neither of those will sustain you in the long run. We've all seen gifted people who never reach their potential because they lack the discipline to develop their skills. We've seen people who got a lucky break but lost it because they didn't have the character to maintain it. Talent and luck may introduce you to success, but only discipline will make it last. The people who truly succeed aren't always the most naturally gifted. They are the ones who stay consistent, who show up even when they don't feel like it, who put in the work when no one is watching. They don't wait for the perfect opportunity. They create it through preparation and persistence. Every great athlete, entrepreneur, leader, or artist got where they are not just because of their abilities, but because of their discipline. They trained when they were tired, practiced when they didn't feel like it, and kept going when everyone else stopped. They understood that success isn't about shortcuts. It's about showing up day after day and doing the hard things even when no one is clapping for you yet. If you rely on luck, you'll always be waiting. If you rely on talent alone, you'll eventually be outworked. But if you develop discipline, if you commit to excellence, if you refuse to quit, then nothing can stop you from achieving what you were meant to accomplish. Discipline means doing what you said you would do, long after the feeling you had when you said it is gone. It's not about making promises, it's about keeping. It's about following through on your commitments, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching, even when you don't feel like it. Anyone can set goals, anyone can make plans, but the real difference comes in the execution. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's easy to be excited in the beginning, to declare bold intentions, to tell yourself, this time I'm going to change, but excitement fades. The real question is, will you keep going when the mood passes? Will you stick to the routine when it feels boring? Will you honor your commitments even when no one holds you accountable? Discipline is showing up when you said you would. It's putting in the work when you don't feel like it. It's saying no to distractions and yes to your destiny. It's understanding that success isn't built on how you feel in the moment, but on the habits you build over time. The strongest people, the most successful people, aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who keep showing up day after day, doing what they said they would do. They don't just set goals, they back them up with action. They don't just talk about success, they prove it with discipline. And when you live with that kind of commitment, when you become the person who follows through, nothing can stop you from reaching your full potential. Your habits shape your future more than your dreams, your intentions, or even your talent. What you do consistently, not occasionally, determines the direction of your life. We all have goals, things we want to achieve, and a vision of the life we desire. But it's not wishful thinking that gets us there. It's the small choices we make every single day, the way you spend your mornings, the thoughts you entertain, the actions you take when no one is watching. These are the building blocks of your future. Success isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. You don't become disciplined overnight, but every time you choose to push through discomfort, you strengthen that muscle. You don't become healthy because of one workout. You become healthy because you made fitness a habit. You don't grow financially because of one smart decision. You grow because you consistently practice discipline with your resources. Bad habits work the same way. They don't ruin your life all at once, but they set you on a path that leads somewhere you don't want to go. Skipping one workout doesn't make you unhealthy, but skipping every day turns into a lifestyle. Procrastinating once won't ruin your career, but making excuses repeatedly will steal your potential. If you want to change your life, don't just change your goals, change your habits. Develop a habit of discipline, a habit of showing up, a habit of pushing yourself beyond what's comfortable, because in the end, your future isn't determined by what you hope for. It's determined by what you do over and over again. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency is what leads to results. Anyone can put in effort for a day, a week, or even a month, but real success comes from showing up again and again, no matter how you feel. It's easy to be excited at the start of something new, The energy is high, the motivation is strong, and the vision is clear. But discipline is what keeps you going when that initial excitement fades. It's what makes you put in the work, not just when it's convenient, but every single day. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You won't always feel like showing up. Some days will be harder than others. But discipline teaches you that feelings don't dictate action, commitment does. When you push through, when you stay on track, even when it's tough, you build momentum. And momentum is what turns small efforts into big breakthroughs. The most successful people in any field aren't necessarily the most talented. The most talented people aren't necessarily the most talented. The most successful people in any field aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who stay committed, the athlete who trains daily, the writer who writes even on uninspired days, the entrepreneur who keeps pushing despite setbacks. They all understand that consistency is the secret ingredient to mastery. When you stay disciplined, when you refuse to quit, when you show up day after day, you create unstoppable momentum. And once momentum is on your side, nothing can stand in your way. Greatness requires sacrifice. There's no way around it. If you want to rise higher, achieve more, and step into your full potential, you have to be willing to let go of what's comfortable. Success isn't free. It costs time, effort, discipline, and often things you once enjoyed. You may have to sacrifice late nights for early mornings. You may have to say no to distractions while others say yes. You may have to work when no one else is watching, push forward when no one else believes, and stay focused when the easier option is to quit. Every champion, every leader, every history maker had to give up something to go up. The athlete sacrifices comfort for training. The entrepreneur sacrifices leisure for long hours of dedication. The artist sacrifices ease for relentless practice. They all understand that nothing great is ever achieved without trade-off. The question isn't whether you'll have to sacrifice. It's what you're willing to sacrifice. Will you let go of excuses? Will you give up bad habits? Will you sacrifice temporary pleasure for long-term success? Most people want success, but not everyone is willing to pay the price. That's why greatness is rare. But if you're willing to stay disciplined, to give up what holds you back, and to push through when it's hard, you'll step into a level of success that most people only dream about. Pain and setbacks are temporary, but the strength, wisdom, and growth you gain from them will last a lifetime. No great achievement has ever come without challenges. No success story is written without struggle. The road to greatness is not a smooth, easy path. It is filled with obstacles, delays, disappointments, and moments that test your endurance. But here's the truth. Nothing worth having comes without a fight, and nothing that tries to break you has the power to stop you unless you let it. Pain is part of the process. Setbacks are part of the journey. You may face rejection, failure, loss, and moments where it feels like everything is working against you. There will be days when you wonder if it's worth it, when you feel exhausted, frustrated, and tempted to give up. But in those moments, remember this: pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Think about an athlete training for a championship. The workouts are grueling, the body aches, and the exhaustion is real. But the athlete doesn't focus on the pain, they focus on the prize. They push through because they know that every drop of sweat, every sore muscle, every sacrifice is leading them closer to victory. If they were to quit in the middle of their struggle, they would never see the reward that was waiting on the other side. The same is true for you. What you're going through right now is not permanent. The setback you're facing is not your final destination. The storm may be strong, but it will pass. The delay may be frustrating, but it is not a denial. Every challenge you face is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what's ahead. Some of the most successful people in history faced massive setbacks before reaching their breakthroughs. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job. If they had given up when things got tough, they would have never seen the success that was waiting for them. The same principle applies to you. If you keep going, if you keep believing, if you refuse to let pain define you, you will come out stronger than ever before. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of failure, it's their response to it. Some people let pain break them, while others use it to build themselves up. Some people allow setbacks to convince them that they're not good enough, while others use them as fuel to push even harder. You have the power to decide how you will respond. You are stronger than you think. You have more endurance than you realize. This season of struggle is not where your story ends. It's where your character is built, your faith is strengthened, and your resilience is forged. So don't give up. Don't let temporary pain make you forget the future that's ahead of you. Keep moving forward, because one day soon you'll look back and realize that every setback, every delay, every painful moment was just part of the process that led you to victory. Your breakthrough is on the other side of discipline. Everything you've been praying for, working for, believing for is not far away. It's not out of reach. But to get there, you must be willing to go through the process of discipline, because discipline is the price you pay for the breakthrough you seek. Too many people quit right before they reach their moment of victory. They get tired, they get discouraged, they don't see immediate results, so they stop pushing. But what they don't realize is that the breakthrough was just on the other side of their perseverance. It wasn't that they weren't capable. It wasn't that the dream wasn't meant for them. It was that they didn't stay disciplined long enough to see it come to pass. Discipline is what separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. Anyone can start strong. Anyone can be excited in the beginning, but only the discipline will stay committed when the excitement fades. Only the discipline will keep showing up, keep doing the work, keep believing even when nothing seems to be changing. Think about a seed planted in the ground. When a farmer plants a seed, he doesn't see anything for a while. There's no sign of growth, no visible progress, nothing to show for his effort. But beneath the surface, something is happening. The roots are spreading, the foundation is being established, and in the right time, that seed will break through the soil and begin to grow. The same is true for you. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean nothing is happening. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, every time you push through when you don't feel like it, every time you stay committed when others walk away, you are building something that will last. You are setting yourself up for the breakthrough that's coming. Look at any great achiever, any history maker, any person who has accomplished something significant. Their success didn't come overnight. It wasn't because they got lucky. It was because they stayed disciplined long enough to reach the other side. They woke up early when others slept in. They worked when others rested. They kept moving forward even when they didn't feel like it. Your breakthrough is coming, but discipline is what will take you there. You may feel tired. You may feel like you've been waiting for too long. You may even wonder if it's worth it. But don't stop now. Stay focused, stay consistent, and stay committed. The moment you've been working for is closer than you think. And if you refuse to give up, you'll soon step into everything you've been preparing for. Keep going. Your breakthrough is on the other side of discipline. Your future is in your hands. Your future is not determined by your past, by your circumstances, or by what others say about you. Your future is in your hands. The decisions you make today, the habits you build, and the discipline you embrace will shape the life you live tomorrow. Too many people go through life thinking their destiny is out of their control. They believe success is reserved for the lucky, for those born into the right conditions, for those who had an easier path. But the truth is, greatness is not given, it is created. It is built one decision at a time, one sacrifice at a time, one disciplined action at a time. Look at where you are right now. Every choice you've made up until this moment has led you here. The question is, where do you want to go next? Because your future isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you create. If you want to be successful, it won't happen by accident. You have to be intentional. You have to make daily decisions that align with where you want to go. You can't wish for a better future while continuing the same habits that are holding you back. You can't hope for change without putting in the work to make it happen. Your dreams, your goals, the life you desire, it's all possible, but only if you take responsibility for your future. No one else can do it for you. No one else can develop your discipline. No one else can build your habits. No one else can put in the effort that only you can give. The power is in your hands. There will always be excuses. There will always be reasons to wait, to delay. to let fear or doubt hold you back. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't that one had an easier path. It's that one chose to take action while the other didn't. Think about the most successful people in the world. They weren't necessarily the smartest. They weren't the most talented. But they took control of their lives. They made a decision that they weren't going to leave their future to chance. They weren't going to blame their past, their environment, or their circumstances. Instead, they were going to do whatever it took to create the life they wanted. And you can do the same. The choices you make today, how you spend your time, what you focus on, what you prioritize, are shaping the person you will become tomorrow. If you choose discipline over comfort, growth over stagnation, and persistence over quitting, you will build a future greater than you ever imagined. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. Take ownership of your future now. Make the hard choices. Stay consistent. Keep moving forward, because your future is not in anyone else's hands. It is in yours. So now the question is, what will you do with what's in your hands? Will you wait for circumstances to change, or will you take action? Will you let excuses hold you back, or will you rise above them? Will you keep putting off your dreams, or will you start building them today? The power to shape your future is already within you. It's in your daily choices, your habits, your discipline, and your determination. No one can stop you but you. So step forward with confidence. Take control of your destiny. Stay committed. Stay disciplined, and refuse to settle for less than what you are capable of. Because when you take responsibility for your future, when you decide to push past your limits and give your best every single day, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Your future is in your hands. Go make it everything you were meant for.